Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. So I am here to hop back on for our 21 days of prayer for your business. Been a couple days since I've been on here. We had Thanksgiving and all kinds of fun Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales going on. So we've kind of been busy with that stuff, but we wanted to hop back in and get you guys back on track with the 21 Days of Prayer for Your Business by Monique McLean. Loving this book. It's awesome. If you missed the previous ones, you can go to my YouTube channel. It's Mama Gone Granola, and I have all the videos uploaded there. I was trying to post them on Instagram as well, but the videos have ended up being too long and I can't post them on there. So I do have my link though to the YouTube channel and Instagram. So let's see. We've got day 15. So this is all about integrity, and that integrity really does matter. I love this little section here. This is great. First, she kind of wants you to say what integrity means to you, and then she gives you the definition, like actually from the dictionary. Think of the word. We don't even use dictionaries anymore. My goodness, Google. What Google says. So the definition of integrity is a firm adherence to a code of especially moral or artistic values. And then the second part is the quality or state of being complete or undivided. So I found it was interesting, and she kind of talks about values. So that's what I kind of highlighted there. And we talked about before kind of figuring out what those values are. You have to know what they are so that you can live those out in your everyday life and in your business as well. I just want to say, if you live in Florida, it's freezing here today. Wondering why I have all this coat and stuff on. It was 47 this morning. That's not Florida weather. It's too cold. All right. So back to this, having integrity in your business is about being honest and faithful to you and your values as much as it is about being truthful and honest in your business dealings. So whatever your values are that you set for your personal life, those need to carry out through and into your business. It's doing the right thing, doing the honorable thing, no matter what is going to be the outcome. And sometimes, it seems like that outcome is not going to be what you want it to be. But if we are using integrity with every situation that we're in, it becomes easier and easier, and we're always going to see fruit at the end of that because God's good. So, and she talks about here again, the more that you practice that, the easier it becomes. And so a couple of the Bible verses that she gives us to kind of meditate over for integrity are, for the Lord grants wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge, understanding. He grants a treasure of common sense to the honest. He is a shield to those who walk with integrity. And that comes from Proverbs. The second one is, the integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them. Proverbs 11:3. And Proverbs 27, the godly walk with integrity, blessed are their children who follow them. So we can tell from these three verses that when we, uphold our values and we run a business with integrity, that God is going to bless us. And God has our back. She talks about, a little bit here, that when we make the right choices, even when nobody's watching, the Lord is watching and he sees our heart, and he will, have our back and bless us. Because she talks about here, the one little compromise today that you make, you might say, well, that's really not that big of a deal. But then it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until you're so far away from those values that you set for yourself that you're living this completely different life, and things are just not going the way that God intended them to go for you. And again, none of us is ever perfect, but we can strive to be better and better each and every day if we just think about it. Okay, so let's couple on to be courageous. This is day 16. So a little bit about the definition. Think about what that means to you. Does it mean being brave? The act of having courage. And the other definition here, the ability to do something that you know is difficult or dangerous. That is having courage. So she wants us to kind of get out of that comfort zone. Like a lot of us like to hang out on the comfort zone on the comfort zone couch and just hang out there. But when we step out and we do things that push us and scare us, that's when we actually start to grow. And it forces us to rely on God instead of ourselves. That's been something really amazing that I have learned through this business, business venture we started. I guess it's been maybe 4 years ago, I think, when we actually started. Maybe 3.5. I can't remember. I'll have to look up exactly, but somewhere around in there. One of the biggest things is that it has forced me to rely more on God, knowing what His plan is for me and seeking Him and asking Him the direction, because I know that He spoke to me and He brought this business opportunity to me, and so it helps me to rely on Him and do the things that I normally would not do. And I love this how she says, because when we are weak, He is strong. Just like the song that we learned growing up. And times like this keep us humble when we have to go and rely on Him. So think about what kind of things scare you in your business, and what does stepping out of your comfort zone look like, even in just your everyday life. He designed you for great and mighty things, so we want to look at our fears and say, bring it on. Bring it on. I like that. Okay, so the verses here are, for God has not given us a spirit of fear. I love this verse. But a power and a love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. That is an awesome verse. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. I don't know if anybody has, dealt with fear before in your life, but I will be the first to say yes. Especially after I had my kids. And some of you, heard me talk about that before, and how, my essential oils bring me lots of comfort and different things. And I know that God presented those to me for that opportunity to bring me closer to Him, and something that He, put on this earth and He created with His own hands, giving me to be able to use that for the fear. And so I absolutely love that verse. The second one, this is one, my kids know this one backward and forward. We say this all the time. Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Love that one. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. That's Isaiah 41:10. So there's some really great verses there. And ultimately, we have to remember that we have nothing to fear because God is on our side. All right. So awesome stuff there. All right. Move on to day 17. This one is be still. Ooh, be still. So this is a tough one. And it came at a good time, because this is a crazy season for all of us. We just feel ourselves so full, me included, with all the things that we want to do and we need to get done with the holidays and parties and get-togethers and presents and all the stuff that we need to do. So this chapter is all about being still. And the main part is that we have to learn to be still and let God handle the situation. So we have to think first, why is it hard for us to let go and let God take over? And we kind of touched on that with some of the previous chapters. And I mean, it's, because we're flesh, and that's what seems natural to us, is we want to fix everything and make it right. And so we just can't stop. We can't be still and hand it over to Him. But when she says here, when we surrender to God, hand that over to him and become still, then we truly find that rest in our souls, and we're not constantly, just our emotions are crazy when we're not actually still and resting in him. So we're telling God we trust him when we hand something over. We might say that, but then we really don't do it. We might say, I'm trusting this with you, but we don't fully hand it over to him. And when we say, be still, you still have to do something. You can't just be like, okay, I'm trusting God's going to build my business, but I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to, put in the work. It means that you're seeking him for guidance and understanding, and you're trusting in him, but you still have to put forth, the effort. And ask him to open the doors. Ask him to show you the opportunities, to show you who you need to talk to, who you need to be a blessing for, who you need to give encouragement to. Ask him to show you those people, open up those doors of opportunity, and then walk through them. And when you seek him and ask him to do that, nothing can stand in your way. Okay, so she tells a story about a sand dollar. I'm not going to tell it here. You can get the book and read. But at the end, she says she realized that when we quit working and striving in our own might, then we find what we've been searching for. We find it when we are still and we trust God. So it may be right there all along, but we're too busy and not spending time in the Word and being still and listening for God to actually hear him and see what's right in front of us. So we're missing those opportunities. All right. Handing something over to God and allowing him to bring the answer in his timing and his ways. That's, the lesson that she learned from this situation that she had. He drops things right in front of us sometimes. And again, like I said, we're too busy. If we just stop striving, for that, and then surrender. I love that. Stop striving and start surrendering. I'm going to write that down. Stop striving and start surrendering. Then those great things are going to happen. The verses she gave us here are, be still and know that I am God. Simple. Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. Isaiah 40:31. But they who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, and they shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not grow faint. And then typically I don't read a lot about the walk it out. I've told you that she has those tips at the end, but this one was really good. So remember to take a day of rest. That's super important. I'm really bad about that. I learned that years ago from some of my leaders, that taking a day of rest is so, so important. Gives you time to refuel and reflect and just spend time with your family and, spend time in the Word, which we need to do every day. But this is like an entire day of rest. That's what God intended us to do, is to work and then rest. Okay, so it's really important for us to try to do that. Blast worship music. So that just really, when you're feeling that stress, I don't know about y'all, but I love listening to worship music. I have it on, at the house during the day. I have it on in the car all the time. We don't listen to anything in the car except for the Joy FM here is what we listen to. K-Love, we listen to back home. And of course they have Christmas music playing right now, but it's still, I love Christmas music. It's great. And so that kind of helps you stay focused. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, just turn on that worship music. Sometimes we like to dance, we like to sing, get that stress out. And the last part is when you're feeling exhausted and defeated, these emotions wash over you. Stop and hand control over to God. So think about those times consciously. When I'm feeling that, stop, pray for wisdom, pray for discernment, and trust in his promises that he gives to you. And then when he opens that door, then you walk through it. All right, guys, so that was 15, 16, and 17. We just have a few more to finish up, and then we will be done with our 21 days of prayer for your business. So don't forget to check this book out by Monique McLean. Her website is youinfuse.com. youinfuse.com. She's awesome. All right, guys, have an awesome day. Bye.